I think I had the worst experience in my relationship. Who can interrupt me? My 29F husband, 34M, is in the hospital after a suicide attempt. I see him tomorrow and I don't know what to say. We've been together for almost 5 years. We live together. We've talked about having kids, getting another dog, picking names. Life felt normal. He seemed fine. I didn't notice anything, no red flags, no weird changes, nothing. A few days ago, I finished work early. 2 meetings got canceled last minute, and I thought I'd surprise him. The house was quiet. I figured he was napping or something. Then I noticed the bedroom door slightly open, and I found him unconscious. There were pill bottles and an open bottle of vodka. I completely panicked. I don't remember the 911 call. I just remember kneeling next to him, crying and yelling his name, trying to get him to wake up. The EMTs said it was close. He was unconscious for about a day and a half. He's physically stable now, but he's not talking. He's in the hospital for psychiatric evaluation, and when I called today, they told me he's really quiet, barely saying anything. They said I can visit him tomorrow. I'm scared. I don't know what to say to him. Do I acknowledge what happened? Do I pretend everything's fine and talk about the dog or something light? Do I sit in silence and just let him know I'm there? I want to scream and cry and ask him why, but I also don't want to make it worse. I don't want to push him. I keep thinking, how did I miss this? We live together. We sleep next to each other every night. We talked, laughed, watched dumb YouTube videos. He was texting friends, playing games, making plans. There was no note, no goodbye, nothing. Edit. A lot of people brought up debt cheating. I checked our bank accounts, his phone, laptop. I found nothing. Edit. He didn't say much. I got him a few things. Snacks, soda, comfy clothes. I told him I love him. I gave him a big hug. We didn't really talk. He just apologized to me. I told him we will talk once he's ready. He's on meds, so he's not fully aware of what's going on. I know he's ashamed. I brought him his toothbrush, his slippers, and lotion. We just sat in silence. I told him I'm glad he's alive, and once he's ready, we will get him help he needs. To the men out there, if you were in his shoes, what would you want from your partner? Should I just sit with him quietly, watch movies and eat takeout, go for walks, hug him a lot, or give him space? I, 29F, am planning to leave my completely financially dependent and toxic partner, 34M. How do I warn him that he needs to get it together? My partner and I moved out of our home state 4 years ago when I got a job. He has not had a job since, and I struggle significantly to get all of the bills paid. He spends $100 or more a week on weed, which makes it more difficult, and I have to pay for everything. He complains about my cooking, but doesn't cook either, so we have to eat out often. He gets in very foul moods where he slams things, yells, calls me names, etc. At the beginning of April, I told him I don't want to be with him anymore. I also told him if he reacted aggressively to my feelings, I would plan to leave him without warning. He reacted aggressively by slamming things, and then I decided to work outside of the apartment because he was being so loud and I work from home. He found the cubicle where I was working in our building, barged in, got in my face, and called me a whore, among other things. When I made the comments in April, I promised myself that I would leave. I believe that part of the reason he reacts so negatively to me saying these things is it means he will lose access to housing, food, a car, etc. He doesn't talk to his family. He does have one close friend whose family he can maybe stay with, although I'm not sure. My partner will be out of town for a week or less this summer, and I plan to pack up and leave then. I don't know how to go about this, and what I should say, if anything, given his previous reactions. My therapist connected me with a DV org who is going to help me break my lease. I don't know how to go about telling him he needs to start taking action to support himself, given his reaction in the past. He will not know where I am going. However, he does know where my mom lives, and that kind of freaks me out. I didn't expect this to blow up as much as it did. I will be leaving in July and will update this post. I plan to look at it whenever I start doubting myself. Thank you to everyone who gave such helpful responses. Also, things are generally amicable as long as I don't bring up breaking up. He can be cruel if I'm loud in the mornings and wake him up, but as of now, we are getting along okay, since he doesn't know my plans. I've even been asking if he needs help paying for his trip, and he does not suspect anything. How can I, M40, convince my wife, F39, I don't care what she did? 6 months ago, my wife told me she baby-trapped me. Her words, not mine. She told me that when we first got together at 20, she had a lot of anxiety about me leaving, so she stopped taking her birth control and got pregnant. When she told me, I felt nothing. My wife was on the verge of tears, apologized profusely, and left for the week to let me process. But that week, nothing changed. I didn't feel anger, sadness, or violated. I felt absolutely nothing. She came back and expected me to want a divorce, but I told her I love her and nothing can change that. But since she told me she's been on edge, waiting for the other shoe to drop, I've tried to convince her that I don't care, that I love her, and understand why she baby-trapped me. She went through a lot of trauma as a child that puts her actions into perspective. I love all our kids, and our oldest daughter is the best thing to ever happen to us. She's a wonderful mom, and the kids adore her. I'm incapable of feeling anger when it comes to her. My wife is my everything, and I wish she could see that. How can I convince her that I don't care that she baby-trapped me? My partner, 39M, was arrested, and I, 35F, asked for court records to ease my mind. I recently found out that my boyfriend of 2 years was arrested about 10 years ago after being accused of hitting his ex-girlfriend. When I first confronted him about it, he looked me in the eye and said he had no idea what I was talking about, that he'd never even been in a courthouse for domestic violence. I told him that didn't make sense, and he kept insisting it never happened. But about 5 minutes into the conversation, he suddenly changed his story. He said he had been arrested but had completely forgotten about it. Then he explained his version of what happened, that his ex was crazy, made it all up, and that the case was eventually acquitted in court. I listened, then called him out for lying at first. He swore again that he never hit her and that it was all false. I get that people have a past, though ideally not one involving accusations of domestic violence. But what really bothers me is the way he first denied it, then claimed he forgot about it entirely. How does someone forget being arrested for something so serious? That just doesn't sit right with me. I asked to see the police report and court records, not because I think he's lying outright, but because I want the full picture. Until that point, the conversation had been calm, but the moment I asked for the documents, he completely lost it. He said I should just believe him and move on. To be clear, I've never felt unsafe with him, and I told him that. I don't believe he would hurt me. But the way he reacted, the denial, the sudden change in story, the refusal to share documents, makes me feel like he's hiding something. Now he's saying that if I don't trust him, we can't move forward. I know I could probably get the records myself, but if he won't be transparent with me, what does that say? Especially if I find something that contradicts what he told me. What would you do in this situation? Would you drop it, continue to ask him for the documents, or just try and get them yourself and see what it says? What's a good way to leave after finding hidden photo of us, keys, wine, and condoms? 28F, 29 Maj. My T8F boyfriend, 29 Mayos, and I were working on reconciling after a breakup. Something in my gut felt off because of some inconsistencies showing up close together. I took a look around his apartment and found another woman's keys hidden in a drawer, a half-empty bottle of wine in the dryer, an excess of condoms he didn't have before, we don't use, and a photo of him and I hidden away on top of his fridge. I know a girl in his apartment building who he claimed he helped watch her parents' puppy for, so I asked if the keys were hers. She said no, and that she also saw an unfamiliar vehicle in his parking spot that wasn't my vehicle, since she's familiar with mine. The vehicle was there at a time where one of these inconsistencies showed up. He is using my vehicle while he looks for a new one, but it was at my place that night. He doesn't know I know. What's a petty but not damaging illegal way to end it? My idea was to wait until we spend the night together at his place next. Collect the keys, condoms, wine, and photo of us, take my car keys, leave, and block him on everything while he sleeps. Any other ideas? Please don't tell me to be the bigger person. I'm not looking for advice. This man has gaslit me to no end and turned around and accused me of infidelity and caused a fight when he knows damn well that's not in me, and he's been guilty of this before. Any other ideas? BF doesn't know I know he's cheating. Want to go out in a satisfying way? Ideas? My M28 girlfriend, F26, nearly drowned because she was starving herself to look better for me. I don't know where to post this, but I need advice. Last week, me, M28, and my girlfriend, F26, were at my parents' place just hanging out. She was chilling in the pool, and I was playing with the dogs. I stepped inside for a second to grab a drink, came back out, and she was gone underwater. I jumped in and pulled her out. She was completely out. I did CPR and mouth-to-mouth. I thought she was about to die in my arms. Then she gasped, started throwing up water, shaking, and crying. I've never been that scared in my life. That image is stuck in my head on a loop. A few hours later in the ER, she was finally stabilized. When I saw her, she didn't even know what had happened. I told her she cried, thanked me, said I saved her life, and she was beyond grateful. I asked what happened, and she just said she felt dizzy. That's it. Next day she gets discharged, and I try to get more out of her. I asked if she ate anything that day. I already knew she'd been skipping meals for a while. She lied at first, but then admitted she hadn't eaten in like 5 days. She said she wanted to look good in a bikini since she knew we were going on this trip. She just didn't think she'd pass out. I lost it. I screamed at her. I called her stupid. I regret that so much. I apologized later, but at the time I was just mad and scared. She cried and said she was sorry. Then she said she feels fat and didn't want me to feel disgusted. That's insane. I see her naked almost every day. I love her body. We have a great sex life. I've never given her a reason to feel insecure. I knew she wasn't eating much, but I didn't think she was literally starving herself. She was already skinny when we met, but now she's even smaller and still says she feels fat. I'm just pissed at myself. I love her so much. She means everything to me. She's the kindest, sweetest, most amazing girl I've ever had. I tell her I love her all the time, and she still thought she had to starve herself to look better for me. I guess I stopped telling her she's pretty because I thought she knew. She's beautiful. Everyone tells her that. We haven't really talked about it since, but I know we need to. I just don't know how to start the conversation. I don't know what to do. How to start the conversation. Eat it. I talked to her, and she admitted she's been struggling with eating for a long time. She also told me that whenever we go out or have a date and she eats more, she ends up starving herself for the next few days to make up for it. That hit me hard. I always thought she enjoyed those moments, and now I find out she's been punishing herself after. I brought up treatment, and she said she's scared, but she wants to get better. I don't really know where to start, but I promised her we'll figure it out together.